Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Dayton versus Ohio coming up shortly. Good evening, everyone, from the National Trails Parks and Rec Division Chiller Rink in Springfield, Ohio. Welcome again to University of Dayton Flyer College Hockey. My name is Kent Jacobs, and we're very pleased to have you join us this evening. Tonight, the Flyers will be taking on the Ohio University Bobcats out of Athens, Ohio. Ohio University, this is their Division II ACHA club team. The Bobcats do have a Division I NCAA team as well. The Bobcats coming in at 6-2-0. Last night, a winner over the Flyers in Athens at Bird Arena at Ohio U with a final score 8-5. The Bobcats over the Flyers. The Bobcats are coached by Matt Kelly. The Dayton Flyers coming in at 1-9-1 on the season. They are coached by Tony Morris in his third year, actually his second full season. Last season doesn't count because of the pandemic, and the Flyers didn't play last year. Goaltenders for tonight's game, the Bobcats will send Tyler Beatty in goal. He has a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and no ties, a 3.67 goals against average, and an .853 save percentage. The Dayton Flyers will go with Jamie Jurczyk. Jamie, a 1 win, 3 loss, 1 tie record, a .622 goals against, and an .849 save percentage. The Flyers in their new white sweaters with the red trinks, Columbia blue and red trim. The Ohio Bobcats in their Cutler green, under the elm green, and Cupola white colors. In other words, green and white. And the puck is dropped, and we're underway at the Chiller in Springfield, playing 20-minute periods for ACHA college hockey. And the Flyers in their new white sweaters. There's a shot that's blocked on defense. I have the new Flyer logo. There's a shot turned away by Jurczyk with that sharp wing on the D. There's a shot, and that's off a body right in front of the Flyer goal. That's the logo that was adopted by the rest of the varsity teams. There's a shot, stick save, Jurczyk, adopted after the big NCAA run for the basketball team to the Final 8 in the country back in 2014. Puck loose behind the Flyer net for the Bobcats. No score. There's a shot blocked up over the glass by the Flyers' Gillespie. And that will result in a face-off. We're just a minute 26 into the first period. Musel takes the draw for Dayton. Puck off a stick to the corner. Puck cleared ahead by Bradley. Bradley for Macula. Macula dumps it in the Bobcat zone down to the far end of the rink. Well, Bobcat player goes down, and Flyers regain possession in the Ohio zone. Lapari had it for a moment. He's checked. The Ohio Bobcats, their varsity team is at 7-6 on the season. They're 6-2 for their Division II ACHA club team. Coming into the game, the Bobcats are 94th in Division II rankings-wise and 205th overall in the entire ACHA. Or correction, that's the Flyers. The Flyers are 94th in Division II and 205th in the ACHA. Ohio is 24th in Division II, 57th in the entire American Club Hockey Association. And if you're wondering, there are 192 teams in Division II, 371 total in the ACHA. The number one team in Division II across the country are the Miami Redhawks. They're 12-0, and they just keep rolling along. We saw them here give the Flyers a tough game back about a month and a half ago. Here we're no score with 15.5 minutes to play in the opening period. Jamie Jurgic in goal for Dayton, and he's seen a few shots. There's a whistle. We've got a penalty on the Bobcats, I believe, as Flyer goalie Jamie Jurgic started heading off to the bench. And it looks like it will be a cross check against Hayden Ripley of Ohio. So the Flyers get a power play early in this first period. Oh. Well, it looks like there's a matching penalty on Althoff of Dayton. Was that cross-checking also? Do you know? Or? So both teams have a man in the penalty box. Play down here on the Flyer end. Pass back to the right point, held in. Flyers trying to get it out of there. That's Clark. Clark over the Bobcat line, ridden into the boards along the right side. Long shot from center by Dayton's Kevin Bora is wide. 1:22 left in the matching penalties. Here come the Bobcats. Jurgic out of his net to try to cut off the angle. Shot. And a stick save off to the corner by Jamie Jurgic of Dayton. And for the Flyers, Ethan Macula. Macula ridden down to the ice by a Bobcat player as he entered the attacking zone. Puck cleared the other way. Jurgic will set it up, but there's only a Bobcat player there. He centers for a tip, and it's just wide. That was Robbie Greenleaf, who just missed on a centering pass, and he tips it just beyond the left goal post. We remain scoreless. 39 seconds left in the penalties, matching penalties. Sebastian Althoff of Dayton and Hayden Ripley for the Bobcats. Puck chipped back to the center red line. Under 15 to go in the period. Half a minute left in the penalties. for Dayton. Clearing down the ice was Bradley, and it results in an icing because the two teams each have a player in the penalty box. They're not allowed to ice the puck. And these two teams last night played in Athens at Bird Arena. Ohio winning 8-5. We're working in, trying to get a shot for the Bobcats. Was Noah Staten, but Jurgic covers the puck. Both penalties now killed off. The team's at full strength now with 14:15 left in the first period. At the other end of the rink, Beatty covers the puck, and that will result in a face-off. Elsewhere in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League, which is, of course, a sub-league of the overall ACHA that both the Flyers and Bobcats are members of. We'll check those scores here after this sequence of play as puck was just tipped wide of the Flyer goal. Now UD starts to come back. And a whistle and icing, that'll bring it back the other way. So last night, Indiana beat Louisville 3-2. That was up in Bloomington. Ohio State beat Bowling Green 3-0 at Bowling Green. Kentucky beat Xavier 9-1. That game was played down at Lexington Ice Center. Here we are scoreless. 13:37 left in period number one. Each team has had a penalty, but there have been no power plays as they were matching minor penalties. Okay, we've got a message from one of our viewers that there aren't rankings yet. Then what I'm referring to are standings. So I guess we'll clarify that, and I appreciate the viewer clarifying that. It's not rankings, but when I say the Flyers are 94th in Division II and 205th in all of the ACHA, those are standings based on the records and the point totals. So thanks for the clarification on that. Flyers trying to get something going from behind their own net. Aiden Ward passes ahead. There's a body check from behind down to the ice by Beal of Ohio. And there's been a penalty to number 13 of Dayton. No correction, that's must be of Ohio. That's Alec Weaver. So Alec Weaver in the box for the Bobcats. And if it seems like it's taking me some time to catch the players, they had different uniforms than what were on their website, so I just now got the uniform numbers for both teams. So I'm not familiar with the numbers yet for either team, so it's taking my old eyes a little bit of time to look down at the rosters and see who player number is in correspondence with his name, so I apologize for that. Now here are the Bobcats, a shot saved, and Jurgic, he kicks out the big leg pad down on the ice and robs the Bobcats of the first goal of the game and keeps the puck underneath that big left leg pad. So nice stop by Jurgic to keep OU off the board. And 0-0. 11:20 left in period number 1 in Springfield. Puck centered, but Bradley flips it back to center by Bradley of Dayton. Puck cleared back in, but to the Ohio zone at the other end by Will Musel. Bob Musel played on the 1927 New York Yankees, so I don't think he's 10.5 to go in the period. Here's a wraparound backhand pass intercepted by goaltender Jurgic. That was Robbie Greenleaf of Ohio. He tried to make a nifty backhand pass from the side of the net to the front of the net, but Jurgic wasn't having any of that business. He just intercepts the puck and holds on to it for a face-off. From the draw, deep in the Flyer zone. Puck loose in the corner. Flyers fan on a clearing shot. Bobcats hold in. Puck bounces around between a few skates and now slipped to center by Yasnak of Dayton. 10 minutes to go. We're midway through the first period. Jurgic sets it up for Ward. Ward can't clear it. Now Ward finds it, tries to pick it back up. A couple of players hit the ice. Puck still loose at the center red line. Now the Bobcats come away with it. Bobcats, again, their 2 shades of green uniforms. The Flyers in their brand new white sweaters. That they just they just received this week. Now for Dayton, Kruger. Kruger carries in. He wraps it around to the near boards of the Bobcat zone. Nifty check at center by Aiden Ward to steal the puck. Ward trying to work through a couple of Bobcats, but it's tipped back into the Dayton zone. For the Flyers, Sebastian Althoff tips it wide. Trying to reach up and knock it down was DeLeo, but it was over his head and to center. So last night's high-scoring 8-5 game. Tonight they're playing it close to the vest. Centering pass broken up by the Flyers' Phillips, and now the goal comes loose as the puck. And now for the Flyers, Phillips is trying to say, hey, one of those green guys pushed me into the net. And the referee says, hey, what do you want me to do? Hey. So we have a face-off in the right wing circle of the Dayton zone. Back for the Flyers, DeLeo. DeLeo wraps it around to the right wing boards in the Bobcat zone. Under 8 minutes to play in the period. Rand Phillips, nice play at his own blue line to keep the puck out. He just swats it back into the Bobcat zone. Bobcats start out at center, but the play stalls there. The Flyers, Nick Trageser intercepted that pass. Now it's dumped back in the Dayton zone again. Dangerous shot, and it's off a body in front as the puck came loose along left wing. Seven minutes to play in the period. And I don't know if we're going to get shot totals, but I'm sure at this point that Ohio is out shooting the Flyers, but Jamie Jurczyk has played exceptionally well in this first period, especially that one shot that he just kicked his big left leg pad out along the ice and made a terrific stop. That was several minutes ago. We now have 6:50 to go in the period. Face off deep in the Bobcat zone. It is Sully Clark taking the face off for Dayton. Shot on goal, and they score! Flyers lead it 1-0. And let's see if we can find out who the goal scorer is. It looks like it is none other than young Mr. Kevin Bora. Kevin Bora, last name spelled B-O-R-A-H. And for Kevin, that is his first goal of the season. So as long, and we'll wait and see if we get an official word on that. Now here are the Bobcats. There's a shot behind the net by the Bobcats, and that Bobcat player was being checked from behind as he tried to shoot. So now 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in period number one. The Flyers up 1-0. Now back come the Bobcats. Centering pass, tip! Jurczyk made the save, and he covers. Oh, again, now a fist fight, 1-on-4. The Bobcat player, he's got Flyers all around him. That is Bobcat player Noah Staten. Boy, he and a Flyer player started shoving, and three other Flyer players came in. They had Mr. Staten surrounded. And there, I think, are going to be some penalties. Are there going to be some penalties? Yeah. 2 minutes on the Flyers, and that is on Kevin Bishop. And Mr. Staten, the aforementioned Bobcat, is going off as well. So for the second time in the period, coincidental minor penalties. Oh, another big save by Jurczyk here at this end. A moment ago before that skirmish. So now we're 4-on-4, which is a fun brand of hockey to me. Fewer guys on the ice, unclogs the play, and things go faster. Bobcat shot, and just getting a piece of it was Jurczyk, and I don't think he even saw it. He just had his left big mitt up, and I think it glanced off his mitt, but it didn't seem like he reacted, so I don't know if he even saw that shot. But it appeared to glance off of his mitt. 5 minutes left in the period, a minute left in the coincidental minor penalties. Flyers lead it 1-0. Here come the Cats. Pass, shot, save, steered up and over the glass by Jamie Jurczyk. And if you're wondering how do you spell Jurczyk, well, get your consonants out. D-Z, and then I-U, then R-D-Z-I-K. Jurczyk. Jamie's played one heck of a first period for the Flyers. And there's a tip back to the left point held in by the Cats, and then rink-wide pass. Unable to hold it in for the Bobcats was Sarankowski. A shot by the Flyers. Phillips is wide. 15 seconds left in the coincidental minor penalties. Flyer player is flattened. That looks like that was either Martine or Briggs or Gillespie. I couldn't tell which one that was. Now another big check. Two players collide at center. That was Ward of Dayton and a Bobcat player. Penalties have expired. 3.5 minutes to go in the period. Bobcats take over. And a centering pass, unable to get a tip on it for the Bobcats, was Millett. Another tip in front, circle, shot blocked, another shot, save, loose puck, still loose. As Jurczyk tried to cover, but it came out from underneath his blocker pad, and we've got a whistle. And the referee is pointing to someone. And that usually doesn't bode well for the individual that the official is pointing at. And indeed, it will be the Flyers. Gillespie. Tom Gillespie. He is heading off on a cross-check penalty. So the Bobcats on a power play chance, trailing 1-0. Shot, pad save by Jurczyk. Bobcats retain possession. Puck centered in front. Flyers are able to clear it away. That was Dayton's Spencer DeLeo that swept the puck down the ice. Two and a half minutes left in the period. There's a shot again. Looks like Jurczyk got a piece of that one with his big paddle stick. There's a shot, save, and covering is Jurczyk as he went into the kind of modified butterfly stance, kind of with his knees together, heading down to the ice, and made the pad save and covers. 1:02 left in the period, or in the penalty. 2:14 left in the period. Did we get the goals? Did they tell you the goal scorer? No? Okay. I believe it was Kevin Bora, because he was the first one down the line that was looking to be congratulated as they skated past the Dayton bench. So we'll go with Kevin Bora until we hear otherwise. That was way at the other end of the rink, and I can't always see down there. Here's a centering pass at the top of the slot in the Dayton zone. It's broken up and cleared by the Flyers' Aiden Ward, who's having a very nice first period. Aiden all over the ice on both ends so far. Cats come back, and nice checking by the Flyers. Two Flyers pin that Bobcat player's ears back. There's a shot, pad save, Jurgic. There were two Bobcats in the slot area. The slot area is the area between the two face-off circles in front of the net, and two Bobcat players were looking to get a tip on that shot, but instead it came right in off the leg pads of Jurgic. 1:13 to go in period number one. Kevin Bora has given the Flyers a 1-0 lead. From the face-off, nice play by the Flyers. Ryan Briggs to corral the puck and flip it down the ice with a minute to go in the period. There's a big body check by Barola. Trevor Barola knocked a Bobcat down to the ice. Barola again now clears the puck all the way down, and goaltender Beatty of Ohio will let that go. And that will result in an icing violation against the Dayton Flyers with 39 seconds to play in the period. Nick Lipari takes the draw for Dayton. Shot, save, rebound was loose for a moment, but Ward gets it out toward the line. Now trying to flip it out of the zone, but he flips it over the boards, and over the glass was Sebastian Althoff. "25 seconds left in the period. Lipari wins the draw. Flyers get it out of there. Flyers change on the fly with some new blood on the ice. Trageser tried to flip it ahead, but now the Bobcats come back. Just 5 seconds left. Centering pass broken up by the Flyers' Ward. And as Barola picks up the loose puck, the period comes to a close. Nice period by the Dayton Flyers. Coming in with a record of 1 win and 9 losses and 1 tie, and having lost last night to these same Bobcats 8-5. And they play a very tight first period. Great goaltending by Jamie Jurgic. A lot of very tough, tight checking play on defense. Good protection of the blue line for a large part of the period. And the Flyers win the first period by a score of 1-0, but there are 2 periods to go from the chiller in Springfield. And we're going to see, I don't know if we're going to get any stats from the scorer's table or not, shots on goal or not. Do you have a contact down there tonight? Okay. So we may not get that. But the only thing that counts is that scoreboard, and it's 1-0 Flyers. And if indeed it was Kevin Bora that scored the goal, and I think it was his first goal of the season. And Kevin does have 2 assists, so that would give him 3 points on the season. Elsewhere in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League, the conference that both the Flyers and Bobcats both play in within the ACHA. Indiana beat Louisville 3-2. Ohio State beat Bowling Green 3-0. And Kentucky just throttles Xavier 9-1 And those games were last night. As far as this evening, if we have anything in on any of the other games, we do not. The schedule was Bowling Green at Ohio State, and that game was supposed to be at 12:30 this afternoon, but there hasn't been a score been reported to the Tri-State League yet. Kentucky at Xavier at Sports Plus at 1 o'clock. Nothing in on that yet. Indiana against Louisville at Iceland Sports Complex. That game started at 7. And one non-conference game tonight. Liberty. I don't know where they're from. Liberty College. They are being fed to the Miami Redhawks tonight. Playing the Miami Redhawks tonight at LaHaye Ice Center. But that game doesn't start till 9:45. No offense to any Liberty College people watching. The opinions expressed, not the official opinions of University of Dayton hockey. But at any rate, it's 1-0 for the Flyers after one period of play. Let's see, what else can we get into as the Zamboni is resurfacing the ice here at the Chiller in Springfield. Now, our next webcast of Dayton Flyer hockey will be 2 weeks from tonight. We should be back at Kettering Ice Arena in Kettering as they play the Xavier Musketeers. So we look forward to getting back to the Kettering Ice Arena and a big raucous crowd of Flyer students. Hopefully we will be on hand for that game. Is that an 8 o'clock game next 2 weeks from now? I think so. Of course, it's a Saturday, so a Saturday in November, and that's 4 o'clock, I'm sorry. 4 o'clock next Saturday, or 2 weeks from now. Saturday afternoon, the 20th. The Flyers against the Xavier Musketeers. Today in college football, Ohio State Buckeyes hold off the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And is that Lincoln, Nebraska, where they play? 26-17. Buckeyes ranked 5th in the country. And the other big game in the Big Ten that was humongous. Purdue upsets third-ranked Michigan State. Unranked Purdue upsets number 3 Michigan State 40-29, and that helps the Ohio State Buckeyes leapfrog over the Michigan State Spartans. So Sparty, after a big comeback win against Michigan last weekend, and they get tripped up today in a trap game against the unranked Boilermakers, and Purdue wins that one. Elsewhere, Cincinnati holds off Tulsa, unranked Tulsa, 28-20. So really, even though Ohio State and Cincinnati both win, they both win unconvincingly against unranked opponents. So who knows? Maybe there's some other teams that might hop over UC and Ohio State possibly. Well, obviously Michigan State's going to drop. Right now, Oregon losing to Washington in the first quarter. They're 4th ranked. Indiana at Michigan, that's no score. Number 1, Georgia, just annihilates Missouri 43-6. And Georgia has to be the prohibitive favorite to win the whole thing. They've just been a wrecking ball. Elsewhere, 10th ranked Notre Dame beats Navy 34-6. And elsewhere, Big Ten, 21st ranked Wisconsin beats Rutgers 52-3. And I cast my vote that Rutgers be expelled from the Big Ten. Who doesn't have any business being there in the first place, but they didn't. Illinois has upset 20th ranked Minnesota 14-6. Another Big Ten score. We mentioned Liberty University, college hockey-wise, and their football team lost today to Ole Miss 27-14. BYU takes Idaho State apart 59-14. Here's a big one. 14th ranked Texas A&M over 13th ranked Auburn 20-3. That's a final. TCU upsets 12th ranked Baylor 30-28. If there's anything else, unranked North Carolina upsets 9th ranked Wake Forest in a basketball score, and what seems like a basketball score, 58-55. So Wake Forest is going to drop out of the top 10. Michigan, 7th ranked, has taken a 3-0 lead on Indiana. That's the end of the first quarter. Indiana unranked. Boise State leads 23rd ranked Fresno State 13-0. Here's another Big Ten scorer, 22nd ranked Iowa in the second quarter, leading Northwestern 14-0. 18th ranked Kentucky tied with unranked Tennessee 14 apiece. That's in the second quarter down in Lexington. Second ranked Alabama in the second quarter tied with unranked LSU, a program in disarray with the dismissal of their coach, Bergeron, or what's his name? Coach, LSU coach. Ed Oberon, I think his name is. And he was let go last week or week before last, and here's LSU right now almost at halftime. They have second-ranked Alabama tied 7-7. So just imagine if unranked LSU would happen to upend Alabama, boy, and Michigan State lost, we could have all kind of jumblings in the top 10 and top 5 in the college football. And right now, as we continue to watch the Zamboni now making his final rounds around the rink, look at the National Hockey League right now. Third period, a clash of two teams I think are both undefeated. I know the Florida Panthers are, and I think Carolina is as well. I think they're both like 9-0 or 8-0, but third period, Florida leads Carolina 4-2. Elsewhere, second period, Detroit 1, Buffalo nothing. And second period, Boston 1, Toronto 1. Second period, the floundering Montreal Canadiens are leading over the Vegas Golden Knights 2-0. Of course, Golden Knights Nation celebrating the acquisition of Buffalo Jack Eichel, but he's not going to play yet. He still is undergoing medical attention, probably all season, but the Golden Knights certainly score a big win in getting Jack Eichel for the future. Pittsburgh 2 over the Minnesota Wild, 1 in the second period. Second period, Philadelphia and Washington scoreless. And folks around here would be interested, the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are off to a very good start this season. I think the last time I looked, they were like 5-2 or 6-2, something like that. They are tied with the Colorado Avalanche 1-1 midway through the second period up in Columbus. And the second period, New York Islanders 1, Winnipeg Jets 0. One final score in the National Hockey League this afternoon, the Tampa Bay Lightning, who just keep rolling along. They defeat the Ottawa Senators 5-3. Now the Flyers and the Bobcats are both back on the ice. And looking at the NHL standings, Florida 9-0 in the Atlantic. Carolina 9-0. So yeah, both of those teams 9-0, but it looks like the Panthers are going to be undefeated still at the end of the day, where Carolina looks like they're about to lose. The St. Louis Blues of myself, that's my team, the St. Louis Blues. They are first place in the Central, 7-1-1, and they don't play tonight. The Edmonton Oilers in the Pacific, 9-1. So a lot of teams that are, I tell you, look at the first third or first quarter of the NHL season. You have a handful of teams that are doing really good, and you have a whole bunch in the middle, and then there's some that just haven't gotten off the schneid yet. So should be an interesting season. Here it's the Dayton Flyers 1 and the Ohio Bobcats 0 as we start the second period from the chiller in Springfield. My name is Kent Jacobs. We appreciate your joining us this evening for Saturday night hockey. It's been a hard-hitting affair so far. A couple of skirmishes in that first period. Centering pass for the Flyers, but there's a whiff on a shot. Bobcats start out the other way. Trying to cut in front, shot. And I think Jurgic got a piece of that one. And the goalie's Jamie Jurgic for Dayton, and Beatty, the goaltender for Ohio. Tyler Beatty, Beatty, spelled B-E-A-T-T-I-E. I've heard it pronounced both ways, Beatty and Beatty. There's a stolen puck by the Flyers, centering pass, shot, save, rebound. Oh my goodness. Oh, Lapari, he's going to see that shot in his dreams tonight. He had a rebound right to him with Beatty on the left side, the one half of the net wide open to him, but just couldn't get a stick on it. Well, that's almost as wide open as you can get, but just couldn't quite control the puck. So the Flyers nearly scoring again. That was a dangerous giveaway by the Bobcats in their own zone. It was the Flyers' Martin who stole the puck away. 2 minutes into the second period, the Flyers up 1-0 on the Bobcats. The Bobcats in the dark green, and there's one of the Bobcat players just shoving the Flyer player into the boards. There's a centering pass for a tip, and they score. Bobcats on the board. Nice play. As one of the Bobcat players, I couldn't tell his number from down on this end. He slid it through the slot, and the Bobcat player, let me see if we can try to get a number on him. It looks like number 5. That would be Nick Coward. Oh, it makes it even harder. Not only so far away on this other end, but they've got like dark numbers on a dark uniform, and you just cannot see the numbers. That's Nick Coward. And for Nick Coward of Ohio, that's his first goal of the season. He has three assists, so he has now 4 points on the year. A goal and an assist, both are 1 point each. Here come the Flyers. Shot off the inside of the crossbar. Oh my gosh, that was Nick Trageser. Oh, a laser shot, but it's right off the inside of the goalpost. It looked like it bounced or glanced off the shoulder of Beatty, the goalie, after it ricocheted off the goalpost. Well, that was a great shot by Trageser. Tough break, a couple of tough breaks for the Flyers. The rebound that the Flyers' Lipari just missed getting his stick blade on, as he had a wide open net, but he just wasn't able to get the puck on the stick. And then that shot by Trageser that glances off the inside of the goalpost, the right goalpost, and off the arm or shoulder of Beatty, the goalie. We're 1-1 the score. 16 and a half minutes to play in the period. Flyers dump it in behind the Bobcat net. There's a big hit for the Flyers by Yasnak. Loose puck behind the Bobcat net. For Ohio, that is number 3. That is Kalari that dumps it out. 4 minutes into the period. And we've got a whistle and a stoppage of play. Zach will have icing and take the puck back in the Dayton zone. 15:56 to go in the period. Bobcats will chase the puck back in behind their own net. That's touched up by Hayden Ripley. Ripley chases that puck down, touches up for the Bobcats, and will take the icing face-off back in the Dayton zone. Here's a shot in front, and they score. And the Bobcats lead it 2-1. It looks like Jurgic was down on the ice. And let's see who I think is possibly the scorer on that play. Was it 17? So it looks like Sebastian Beal, and for Beal, that's his 4th goal of the season. And Ohio U holds their first lead of the game at 2-1. There's a shot. Jurgic the save, and he'll hold on to it. So it looks like Ohio coach Matt Kelly may have had some stern words for his Bobcat players at the intermission, because they've come out a little bit more with greater determination here in this second period. And they were down 1-0 after one, but have scored 2 so far in the second. In this Ohio U team, the club team here in the ACHA. There's a giveaway in the Bobcat zone, but a shot is blocked on defense. But Ohio U does have a varsity team, an NCAA varsity team. And they are a good program. Like I said, I think they're 7-6 on the season. There's a big check by the Flyers' Spencer DeLeo. And now a Bobcat player crashes into the Dayton net. And that causes a whistle. So Bora for Dayton in the first period, and Coward and Beal for Ohio here in the second. Face off outside the Dayton zone. Puck cleared into the Bobcat end. Flyers trying to make a play. Centers for a tip by Lipari of Dayton, but it looks like that goaltender Beatty got his skate on it, and he deflected the puck with his skate up over the glass before Lipari, the Dayton player, could get his stick on that centering pass. Now Lipari will take the face-off for Dayton against the Bobcats' Ryan Bruss. Cats clear the zone. Racing after it the other way for the Flyers is Martin. Martin checked. Bobcats center. That pass broken up. Flyers able to get the puck out of their own zone. Bobcats control in their own end. That is Cullery. That clears it out. Or Kalari, I should say. Puck loose at the Dayton blue line. Now trying to carry back the other way are the Flyers. Way out of the net, Beatty, a nice defensive play, but the puck is centered up over the glass. But big play by, I believe it was Mike Campbell of Ohio, as the Flyers tried to break out, but Campbell and another Ohio player was able to squelch that breakout chance. Back for Dayton, Kruger. Kyle Kruger. Lost it at center. Loose puck. Cats pick it up. Coward, Nick Coward. Chased down by Barola. Trevor Barola harassing Coward in the corner. Puck kicks free to the top of the slot. There's a shot, and Jurgic, did he get it or is it in? I didn't see. Is it in? And it looks like, again, it's hard to tell from way down here. The Bobcat players are celebrating, but I don't know. Did they give a signal? It looks like they did. So it looks like the Bobcats have scored their third goal of the period and of the game. And we'll give that to Bobcat player, turn around. It's number 13. So I think it is Alec Weaver. So if, like I say, when I can't tell, when I can't see the number or see who scored, I have to go by who looks like gets congratulated first. I think that was Weaver, and if it is Alec Weaver, his third goal of the season. And a 3-1 Bobcat lead. Boy, this second period has gone nothing like the first period. And I think that Coach Morris of Dayton is questioning something, questioning the goal or questioning something with the officials. Well, we're getting ready to drop the puck. Shot on goal, Beatty the save, and with Flyer player Kevin Bishop cutting in on net, Beatty decides to just cover the puck. Yeah, and again, I appreciate. Hey, and it's nice that some of the folks out there are keeping an eye on me, because I don't. I'm not the guru, but to clarify, they have the NCAA team and they have both. ACHA Division I and Division II teams. From what I understand, they've got all three. So yeah, they have an NCAA team and a Division I and the Division II ACHA teams. From what I understand, and if somebody out there watching knows otherwise, certainly let us know and we'll correct that. But yeah, in looking them up this afternoon, I saw that it looked like they had a regular Division I NCAA team, but yeah, it was a little confusing because it looks like they do have Division I and Division II club teams plus the varsity NCAA team. But if anybody else knows otherwise, then certainly get on the chat and let us know. There's a shot from center ice. It comes in on Beatty, and he smothers that. And anybody else has anybody that they want to make any comments on, certainly, what do they just hop on the chat? Is that what it is? So hop on the chat and let us know what you're thinking. There's a shot, save, rebound, another save by Beatty, and the Flyer player is knocked down. That was Nick Tragesser, who was trying to stuff in the rebound, and Beatty got his big left leg pad on both shots, and Tragesser got hammered from behind, but he's okay. Well, the Flyers trying to mount a charge, but it's thwarted. It's picked off the other way, and a shot by the Bobcats is wide. Puck cleared back into the Dayton zone with 10 minutes, 35 seconds left in the period, approaching the midway mark of the game. Flyers trailing the Ohio Bobcats 3-1. Bobcats in the dark green and the lighter green, and the Flyers in their white sweaters and mixed. Some have red trunks, some have navy blue trunks. Right point shot, save, Jurjic down, and he covers the puck. From the draw deep in the Dayton zone, midway through the game, as we're midway through the second period. Another whistle. What do we got? Face off outside the Dayton line, so I think one of the Bobcat players tipped it up over out of play. Cats hold it in, left point shot wide. Flyers trying to come back the other way. They have not mounted much offense in this second period. After playing a nearly flawless first period on both ends of the rink. Flyers do have a couple of chances. Where's a big check to the Flyer player goes down. Who's that? That was Big Kalari of Ohio with a big check. Flyers have just missed on a couple of rebound chances in this period. There's a shot, pad save, rebound, and they score. 4-1 now, Ohio. As that goal appears to have been scored by the Bobcats, Ted Stuber. Stuber spelled Stueber, his third of the season. And the second period, after a terrific first period for the Flyers, second period is one that they're going to want to discuss. Shot on goal, and the save made by Tyler Beatty. Okay, I am corrected. So, Kenneth Fox, we appreciate your. If you don't mind us mentioning your name, we appreciate you letting us keep getting us straight on that. The Division I team that Ohio has, he says, is only an ACHA team. He says they don't have. There's a shot and a score! The Flyers! Holy mackerel! Spencer DeLeo, what an effort! As he crashes the Bobcat net and is able to knock it in. As Beatty was going tumbling one way, DeLeo was crashing into the net, and he's able to knock it in. And for Spencer DeLeo, the 5'8", 150-pounder from Buffalo, New York, that's his fourth goal of the season. So again, thanks to the viewer Kenneth Fox. He lets us know that the Bobcats are only a Division I ACHA team, that they don't have an NCAA team. So my apologies, and thanks for the correction on that. And now it's 4-2 in favor of the Bobcats. Flyers getting back to life here in this second period with 8 minutes to go in the frame. Bobcats were trying to really take this game over, scoring 4 unanswered goals here in the second. And as they coast in toward the Flyer net, offside called at the Dayton blue line with 7:43 to play in the period. Face off just outside the Flyer zone. And from the draw, several players wrestling for it. Here come the Cats. And a shot is turned away and cleared. There's a Flyer player tripped up. Looks like that's Trageser. Nothing called on that play. Centering pass. Shot. Oh, looking for a tip, but just not quite able to get a tip on it was Musel of Dayton. There have been a lot of Bobcat hit and runs in this period. They're knocking guys down as they're going, no stopping, just hit and run. As puck cleared back behind the Ohio net for icing. Oh, in fact, that was, what were they discussing? Now one of the officials going to the Dayton bench. It is an icing violation as they take the face-off way back in the Dayton zone, left wing circle. And from the face-off. Flyers center the puck the other way. Shot just wide. That was off the stick of Dayton's Kevin Bora. Flyers hold it in. Puck centered for a tip. Hey, and that's got to be a penalty right there, and it will be. That is number 3 on Ohio. That's Kalura, Brendan Kalura. He just threw a right cross at one of the Flyer players right in front of the Ohio net, and he connected right on the chin. And that's definitely a penalty, so that's Brendan Kalura. Goes off, what was that, roughing probably? Flyer power play, trying to get back in the game, trailing 4-2. With 6:15 left in the second period. Right point shot, and it's off the side of the net. Flyers unable to hold in. Jurgic sets it up for Barola. Trevor Barola, along with teammate Spencer DeLeo back, trying to reset. Flyers a one-man power play for another minute and a half. Barola circles on left wing, drops it back to the point. Now back for Barola. Screen shot wide. Off the end boards to the left wing side. Flyers Briggs picks it up. Briggs centered. Shot. Save. Beatty. Another whack at it. Fanned on. Flyer shot. Tipped wide from in front. Martin looking for a tip on that one. Flyers DeLeo trying to fight off a check on one knee. DeLeo looking to make a play. DeLeo emerges on left wing. Now rink wide. Shot, save, kicked out by Beatty. There was a hold, nothing called on as Bishop was being held for a moment. Flyers still have it. Screen shot, blocked on defense. Centered again, a tip, and a save by Beatty. And again, Bishop is being held and harassed. Now another skirmish. Bishop has a beef because we mentioned earlier a few minutes ago, he's telling the ref, hey man, I'm being held, I'm being tugged, and he was being wrestled around right there, and that could have been another penalty on the Bobcats. Looks like nothing will be called, but Bishop is saying, hey, okay, and Bowling Green, Miami, Ohio State, okay. And again, thanks to Kenneth Fox. He said Ohio State, Bowling Green, and who was that other one? And that had here's a shot wide. Oh, Miami, of course. Yeah. Bowling Green, Ohio State, and Miami. So, okay. Now, Flyers. Shot blocked. That was from a bad angle. It's held in. Penalty's been killed off. Flyers still have it. Centering pass broken up. Flyers Macula drops it back into the corner for teammate Clark. Clark is checked. Loose puck. Macula drops it back. That pass is broken up. Flyers hold in. Tip on a shot is wide. After it in the corner, Lapari Lapari back to the point. Shot! And it's just wide of the left post. Flyers putting on heavy pressure. Oh, big collision. Two players collide. One of the Bobcats is down. It was, and it's going to be a trip on Aiden Ward of Dayton, although he went flying as well. He's trying to say it was coincidental contact, but the Bobcat player in question is down, injured, and let's see. Aiden Ward, who we've mentioned, has played a heck of a game. He is saying that the two players just collided, but he's going to be sent off, it looks like. I can't see the number of the Ohio player. That's down, so Aiden Ward goes off on a penalty for tripping. And the Bobcat trainer is out. And let's see, again, I have not been able to make out the number of the Ohio U player on the ice. Now he's being helped to his feet. Let's see if we can catch his number. And he's being helped by two players. He's not getting off much on his own at all. And I don't know if I can be able to see who that is or not. It doesn't look like it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's unfortunate. There's been a lot of rough and tumble play. And again, it's a 5-minute major against Aiden Ward. What did they call it then? If it's not a trip, what do they call it? Oh, a knee. Oh, okay. So that's going to be a toughie. A 5-minute power play for the Bobcats, and on a major penalty, even if they score, of course, usually on a minor penalty, if the team with the power play scores, well, that expires automatically the rest of the power play, but not the case in a major penalty. The Bobcats could score 2 or 3 goals on a major power play, and it will not expire the penalty. So the Flyers have to toughen up if they want to stay in this game. There's a shot that's wide. Flyers trail it 4-2. 3 minutes, 15 seconds left in period number 2. From the left wing. There's a shot. It deflects wide, and Karam's back to center. Trying to carry back in for the Bobcats is Staten. One of the Flyer players knocked down. That looks like it was Barola. He's back up. Down to 2.5 minutes to go in the period. Puck carries down the length of the ice. Of course, Flyers allowed to ice the puck with playing shorthanded. Oh, and there's one of the Kalura trying to wave one of his teammates forward to help him out. Now they come back. 2 minutes left in the frame. Centering pass broken up and cleared on goal the other way, and Beatty, the Bobcat goalie, has to make a stop on that. This puck picked up for the Bobcats. Just 1:20 to go in the period. Bobcats not putting a lot of pressure on in this power play so far. There's a shot, and Jurgic makes the stop. 1:17 to go in the period, and of course this penalty A minute 15 seconds will be grandfathered into the third period. Bobcats taking their time. Pass into the right wing corner. Bobcats now under a minute to play in the period. Bobcats shot. Blocked from all the bodies in front of the net and cleared down the ice. Beatty will leave it for his teammate Mike Campbell. Campbell give and go to teammate Cody O'Brien. Under a half minute to go in the period. Flyers change on the penalty kill. Back to pick it up is Campbell. Carries back into the Dayton zone. 7 seconds left in the period. And the Flyers break it up, and it carries to center. And good penalty killing on this penalty. There's a minute 15 left in the 5-minute major, and the Bobcats really have not been able to get much of anything going so far in that 5-minute power play. So some good penalty kill by Coach Tony Morris's Dayton Flyers, and they need it. Down 4-2 after 2 periods. And again, the Bobcats will have a minute 15 left on a power play to start the third. We'll recap the unofficial, and I stress unofficial, scoring so far. First period, the Dayton Flyers, Kevin Bora from Mansfield, Massachusetts. And for Kevin Bora, that was his first goal of the season. Second period came the Bobcats. They scored 4 consecutive goals in that second period. First goal was by Nick Coward, his first goal of the year. And the second Bobcat goal was scored by Sebastian Beal, his 4th goal of the season. And third goal, Alec Weaver, his 3rd goal of the year. And finally, Ted Stuber, and that was his 3rd goal of the season. Again, those all unofficial. And then the Flyers came back. Spencer DeLeo, a hustle play as he crashed the Bobcat net. And knocked it in. Spencer DeLeo, the 5'8", 150-pounder from Buffalo, New York. And Spencer DeLeo, he's one of the hustlers on this Dayton team. His 4th goal of the season. And that ties him for team lead with 2 teammates, Anthony Martine and Aiden Ward. And now Spencer DeLeo, all 3 of those Flyers have 4 goals on the season to lead the Dayton team. Taking a look at the standings in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Again, the Miami Redhawks, who are the number 1 team in the region for Division II, They are 8-0 in league play. The Redhawks in league play have scored 46 goals and given up 6. So, therefore, the 8-0 record. The Kentucky Wildcats, only 3 games. Or some teams had games get knocked out with COVID or something, or what's? But only 3 league games by the Wildcats. They came in 3-0. Ohio State only 3 league games. They're 3-0. Michigan is 2-1-1. Bowling Green 2-4. Indiana 1-3. Xavier 1-3. The Bobcats here of Ohio 1-3. Louisville 0-2, and Dayton 0-5. And those are the standings in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. Again, nothing in yet on the Miami Liberty game. Elsewhere tonight in the Tri-State League, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they shut out Bowling Green this afternoon 6-0. Kentucky hammered the Xavier Musketeers 8-2. Indiana is currently leading Louisville 4-2, second period. And nothing yet. Miami against Liberty not getting started until 9:45. Games tomorrow: Miami at Liberty at 1:30. Michigan against Michigan State at 1:45. Ohio State against Xavier, that's later on in the week on Thursday. So there you have it. Other news in the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League: the Louisville Cardinals, as we mentioned, playing Indiana. They're calling this is their inaugural, what they call Battle for the Barrel tournament this weekend at Iceland Sports Complex. Davenport, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisville, and Virginia Tech are in this tournament for a unique prize, a bourbon barrel. I'm sure I'm sure they're going to give it away empty, and they're giving it to college kids. You think, or it might be full? It might be full, but it won't be full for long. Yes, a bourbon barrel has been converted into a trophy for this weekend's victors. With the state of Kentucky being a big bourbon state, we decided to grab an old bourbon barrel and make it a trophy. Who doesn't like to play for something? And why not a bourbon barrel? Said Louisville head coach Brian Graham. Who doesn't want to play for something? And why not a bourbon barrel? Brian Graham, 2021. The trophy barrel will be on display all weekend. Graham said that we'd like to keep it in our own backyard, but we have some great teams coming in to play for it. Should be a lot of fun and incredible hockey. The tournament has 3 standard 20-minute periods, followed by a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death. And boy, I love that. 3-on-3, that's just great. Sometimes I wish the whole game was like that. It's 3-on-3. Boy, that would just be wild. Let's see. And they go over the scoring. So the tournament schedule on Instagram or Twitter at the @ TSC Hockey League, and that's all one word, the letters T TSC, that stands for Tri-State Collegiate, and then the words Hockey League together. We're on the web at tschockeyleague.com, the homepage of the Tri-State Collegiate Hockey League. So, some interesting news from the Tri-State League. Interesting news and interesting booze. Let's see, what else can we get into here? And as we look at the Flyers, let's see here. Let's go over the Flyers schedule. As after tonight, the Flyers are next weekend, they'll be on the road up in Ann Arbor to play the Michigan Wolverines at Yost Ice Arena. That's on Friday and Saturday. The time's not given yet. And then 2 weeks from now, Xavier, they'll play at Xavier on Friday night, and then Xavier at 4 o'clock 2 weeks from tonight. Saturday afternoon, November 20th, at Kettering Ice Arena. And we hope to see a raucous UD student crowd on hand for that game. And that's 2 weeks from today, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, November 20th, at Kettering Ice Arena. And then there's the holiday break, as they'll take Thanksgiving and Christmas all off, and the Flyers don't get back at play until the end of January, so essentially taking 2 months off, really. Next action after that will be Friday, January 28th at Indiana on a Friday night, and then a Saturday night, January 29th against Indiana on that home-and-home series with the Hoosiers. And that's at Kettering Rec Center Ice Arena at 6 o'clock, January 29th. Then the following weekend against Louisville, Friday night at Louisville, and Saturday night, the 5th of February, at Kettering Rec against the Cardinals. And rounding out the season, it's hard to believe we're even talking about the end of the season, but a couple of months from now, 3 months from now, February 11th at Ohio State, a Friday night, and then the season finale, and again, hopefully it'll be a barn burner at Kettering Ice Arena at the Kettering Rec Complex against the Buckeyes. Saturday night, February 12th, 8 o'clock p.m. Mark your calendars. If you can show up, be great. You'll be there with hopefully a bunch of raucous students on hand, and hopefully won't be throwing groceries on the ice. As we recall the game a couple of years ago when some of the UD students on hand threw some frozen shrimp on the ice, and also what was it? Was it a side of bacon or something like that, or it was shrimp and something else? I can't remember. But needless to say, those spectators were escorted from the rink proceedings after they decided to do that. We're all set. Final 20 minutes of action on a Saturday night in Springfield at the Chiller. Flyers trail the visiting Ohio U Bobcats 4-2. And the Cats have a power play for another minute. After a 5-minute need major to the Flyers' Aiden Ward. Flyers again in their white sweaters, the Bobcats in the dark green and the lighter green. There's a shot, save, in and out of the mitt of Jurgic, another shot blocked on defense. Winding up, hammer, and snared out of the air by Jurgic. Jurgic's given up 4 goals, but he's actually played very well. He would say his goals against inflated coming into the game at 6 1/4, but most of that came in one game against the vaunted Miami Redhawks, where I think Jamie gave up like 6 or 7 goals in less than 2 periods against the Redhawk. Barrage of what do you call it? They're quite a group. Flyers trying to hold off, and they kill off the entire 5-minute power play. There's a shot kicked out by Jurgic. Flyers can score the next goal, then maybe they can get back in it, trailing 4-2. There's some nifty stick checking, but bumped off the puck was Noah Staten of Ohio. Puck cleared back the other way. 2 minutes into the third period. Jurgic will set it up for his teammate Gillespie. Now as Flyer Will Musil carries over the Bobcat line, it's whistled down. Offside, 17:40 to go. For the Flyers, Gillespie clears in. Bobcats trying to start right back out. Puck shot back in the Dayton zone. Back for the Bobcats. Ted Stuber. Centers, nobody's there. Here come the Flyers. Back the other way, Nick Trageser. Trageser bumped off the puck as he tried to enter the slot in front of the Ohio goal. 17 minutes to play. Trevor Barola the other way. Shot! And Beatty will swallow that one up. 16:52 to play. It's been Bora and DeLeo for Dayton. Coward, Beal, Weaver, and Stuber for the Ohio Bobcats. And there's an offside at the Flyer line. Pari drops the puck to Leo. Leo carries in for a shot that's wide. DeLeo's setting up in front, looking for a tip, and they weren't able to get it to him. Behind the net is Martin. He's checked, puck cleared to center. Barola flips back in on net, played by goaltender Beatty. 16 minutes to play. And the puck carries into the Dayton zone for icing, as goaltender Jamie Jurczyk will let it go, and the face-off will be moved back into the Bobcat zone. Well, we've got some good attendance here tonight at the Chiller in Springfield. I'd say the stands are somewhere around 40% full, roughly. Oh, one of the Bobcat players goes down. He's heading back to the bench. Been kind of a rough and tumble game. We've had a couple of skirmishes tonight. Flyers Bradley will hold it in at the left point, dumping into the corner. Now the Bobcats come back. There's a screen shot, saved by Jurczyk, and with Bobcat player Noah Staten trying to cut in toward the Dayton net, Jurczyk decides to hold on to the puck for a face-off. Sully Clark takes the draw for Dayton. It's won by the Bobcats. Now Clark able to tip it to center for Dayton. 15 minutes left in regulation. Flyers need to get some sustained action back in the Ohio zone at the other end. Shot saved by Beatty. Beatty down, the puck still live. But the Cats are able to clear it out. There's a shot from the blue line and the stop by Tyler Beatty. And Beatty coming in with a fine 2-1 record, 367 goals against. But he and Jamie Jurczyk, their save percentages are very similar. Jurczyk at .849 and Beatty at .853. So they're both then 85% saves on the number of shots. So both goalies, despite the disparaging numbers in wins, one loss, and goals against average, they're actually both saving the same percentage of shots. There's a long blast from the left point that's parried off to the side by the blocker of Jurczyk. Another shot blocked from the defense in front, wide. Bobcats looking to put some pressure on. Screen shot just wide. Puck off the end boards back to Jurczyk, and he'll cover it with Bobcat player Nick Coward trying to look to cram it in. So the save percentage is clearly, it's just actually the actual percentage of shots you allow in versus shots taken. And the goals against, which can be kind of, here's a play, a nice defense. There's a shot, and they score. As Jurczyk had made a stop, and there was a centering pass broken up right in front of the net, but then Ohio player Tyler Serenkowski rifles one in from top of the slot. Serenkowski, spelled CerankoWski, his second goal of the season, and that gives the Cats now a 5-2 lead over the Flyers. Going back to our discussion before the Bobcats rudely scored, to interrupt that, The save percentage, just the amount of shots taken versus the amount shots saved. Now the goals against average, a little misleading. It's just, that's strictly, it's kind of like ERA in baseball, earned run average in baseball. In the ERA in baseball is just number of earned runs given up per 9 innings or per one regular game of 9 innings. But a pitcher then can have other much more coherent stats other than that. And in hockey, the goals against is kind of like the ERA. It's just the number of goals given up per 60 minutes of an actual game, of the number of games. So if you give up 6 goals in one game, then your goals against is 6. But you may have stopped 50 shots, so your actual save percentage actually might be pretty good. So that's the difference, in those statistics. So it's a tale of two goalies in this game. Tyler Beatty for the Cats, better record and really half the goals against average, but they have the same save percentage. So. Bobcats lead 5-2, looking for more. Shot up over the glass for a face-off. As the Ohio U Bobcats from Athens, Ohio, are trying to pour it on here in this third period. Flyers played just an outstanding first period. They led 1-0 after one. Jurgic had made a couple of outstanding saves, and they played, for the most part, very well on defense. And but then the Bobcats, from the beginning of the second period and on through the first half of the third period, they've asserted themselves. Here the other way, a shot by the Flyers. Macula is wide. And is it Macula himself or one of the other players hobbling behind the Bobcat net, now just working his way back on his feet? He's going off to the bench, it looks like. Player injured. It was Ethan Macula. Looks like either a leg or hip injury. 11 minutes to go in regulation. 5-2 Ohio. And in the second period, the only interruption to the Ohio barrage was Spencer DeLeo crashing the net and essentially by will forcing the goal in behind Beatty and knocked him flying, and DeLeo able to crash it into the net. There's a shot, and that's wide by Ohio Bobcat player Ryan Bruss. 10:15 left. Back for the Flyers. Bobby Bradley. Pass ahead, now Bradley gets it back behind the net. Bradley up on the left wing, head manning for Briggs. Briggs up ahead for Martin. Martin over the Ohio line. Martin checked in the corner. Trying to center the puck. That's broken up. Shot, then on net, Beatty the stop, and he'll make hold on for the face-off. 9:47 to play. Puck dropped deep in the Ohio zone at the other end. Puck carries back in front of the Dayton net. Shot! And the save by Jurgic, and a hustle play by the Bobcats. Sebastian Beal, as he fought off a defender to get the puck on net, and Jurgic had to be careful. He made the stop. Rink wide pass in the Dayton zone, now centering for Bobcat player Ted Stuber broken up and cleared. There's a flyer shot on that. Beatty the save. That was off the stick of Sebastian Althoff. Now a big hit in the corner knocks one of the Flyer players down. And a whistle and some pushing and shoving around the Bobcat net. Clock stopped, 8:47 to go. Face off in the right wing circle of the Ohio zone. The official has to obtain a new puck. Sully Clark for Dayton wins the face-off. Back for Kruger. Shot blocked. Pampina of Dayton trying to pass ahead, but it's broken up and cleared. Back come the Bobcats. Whistle, and somebody lost their stick. We've got a hook. And who is the hooker? It is none other than young Mr. Robbie Greenleaf of Ohio. 2-minute minor for hooking. Barola back along left wing boards now for teammate Martine. Rink wide now for DeLeo. DeLeo lost it. He's checked. Puck cleared to center. Barola after it. Barola back over the Bobcat line. He gives it off to Bora. Puck deflected off along the right wing boards as one of the Bobcat players goes flying. Flyer shot. Beatty down. Flyers still have it in the Ohio zone. There's a diving attempt at a shot by one of the Flyer players. The Bobcats are able to clear the puck the length of the ice. Stolen puck in the Dayton zone. Spinning and shooting it off the side of the net on a great individual effort. Sebastian Beal. He fought off 2 or 3 Flyer players to pull the trigger on that shot and hit it off the side of the net. Flyers on a power play for another half a minute. Need to get it on the board, trailing 5-2. Flyers, Aiden Ward shoots. It scores! And a power play goal for the Flyers. And they trail now 5-3. Oh, that was a big one. That was Aiden Ward. Ward, a 6-foot, 235-pounder from North Tonawanda, New York. And for Aiden, his 5th goal of the season to take over team lead. What? Oh, puck knocked down with a hand pass. That causes a whistle. Flyers back in it now, 5-3. Will Musil trying to win the face-off. Cats hold in, shot, save. And wrestled around, missing the rebound. In front was O'Brien. He had a chance at it. Now come the Flyers. Here's Aiden Ward. He's ridden into the boards. Loose puck behind the Bobcat net. Cats clear to center. Flyers back. Gillespie. His pass off a stick. Ward will sweep it in the Ohio zone for Dayton. Now another Bobcat player goes into the boards and is slow to get up. Delayed whistle. And there will be a penalty. Let's see who's going off. It looks like on a hold. Oh, interference. And who is going off? It's going to be, looks like a Flyer player. Pleading his case is Nick Lapari, but he is going to be escorted to the penalty box, it looks like. So Lapari for interference. So now a critical penalty kill for Dayton. Already down 5-3, trying to get back in the game. Now they are down a man. Shot, save, rebound, whacked back to center ice by Bradley of Dayton. .5:20 to play, regulation. Georgic out of his net to cut off the angle. Here's a rush by the Bobcats. Left wing shot, save, whistle. And now another couple of players are wrestling and heading straight to the penalty box. Boy, he didn't even wait. Number 17, Sebastian Beal of Ohio, he just made a beeline to the penalty box. He didn't argue. He didn't say anything. Didn't say anything to anybody. he just headed straight to the penalty box. It's like, I know. Just open the door and let me in. So the Flyers now will have a power play for 32 seconds, and it'll be 4-on-4 for the next minute 28. And the face-off down in the Bobcat zone. From the face-off, Flyers trying to cut behind the net. Shot back to the line. Ward trying to hold it in. Drops it into the corner now. Wraps along the left wing side and back to center. Aiden Ward on the right wing, cutting across center ice. Ward over the Bobcat line. Ward trying to cut in. And he's checked from behind before he could pull the trigger on a shot and a whistle. And I think we're going to have another infraction. Maybe a trip. I saw somebody go, and it was a hook. And who's going this time? And unfortunately, it's Aiden Ward of Dayton. So that's not good, and that is going to mess up the power play chance we thought the Flyers would have. Wait, now a Bobcat player is going in, so maybe coincidental minor penalties. I thought I saw Ward going in the box, so they'll sort it out. And they're posting the penalties on the scoreboard tonight. It is Ward of Dayton for 2 minutes. And I know I saw a Bobcat player go in as well. Lengthy discussion at the scorer's table. The Zebras meet. Now there's a discussion at the Ohio Bobcat bench, and indeed, Bobcat player Robbie Greenleaf is penalized as well. So will they play just 4-on-4 now? Even though there's two guys each in the penalty box, so they don't go 3-on-3, right? So we should be at 4-on-4. There's 4 Bobcats on the ice. Now Coach Morris and his staff of the Flyers are being dissertated by the officials. Oh no, now we've got another Flyer player going in the box. It looks like Althoff? Is that right? It's going to be 4-on-3. Now they took one of the Bobcat penalties away. What the heck is going on? Your guess is as good as mine, folks. Right now there's one Bobcat penalty on the board, that to Beal. 2 Flyer penalties, Lipari and Ward. Big chance for the Bobcats to try to put this one away. Up 5-3, and they've got a 4-on-3 advantage. Pass to the right wing circle. The right wing circle, I'm sorry. And the Cats are going to be patient. 4-on-3. Pass broken up. There's a wind-up shot, save, rebound off to the corner. Along the right wing, Flyers, Musel fighting for it with 2 different Bobcats. Bobby Bradley fighting for it as well. Here's a clearing, a shot, save, rebound, loose in front, and another save. And Barola, the defender, may have made the save on that one shot. There's a shot, and they score. A barrage by the Bobcats results in a power play goal, and that is scored by Bobcat player Ryan Bruss. For Ryan Bruss, his 5th of the season. He's one of the leading scorers of the Bobcats. And that makes it 6-3 now in favor of Ohio. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. And so that power play goal makes things a whole lot tougher for the home team. Flyers have given a strong effort tonight, but just a little bit outgunned by these Bobcats. There's a shot blocked on defense by the Flyers' Kruger. There's a nice check into the boards by Phillips of Dayton. Cats hold it in. Screen shot tipped wide. Flyers trying to clear. And they do, but up over the glass, and we'll have a face-off. 2:35 to go. Aiden Ward in the box for another 3 seconds. From the face-off, Flyers carrying the Bobcat zone. There's a shot that's wide. Keeping an eye on Jurgic, but he's still in the net. Let's see if the Flyers want to play with the extra man for the last couple of minutes, but so far no indication that that'll be the case. Down now by 3. If they were still down by 2, I could see them probably doing that. Here's a drop pass in front of the Flyer net. It's broken up. Now a shot, save, rebound, tip. Another blocker save by Jurgic, and with Bobcat player Ted Sturber standing over Jurgic. Jurgic able to hold on to the puck. 1:47 to go, so at this point pretty academic. So I don't think we'll see the goalie get pulled here in this third period at the end of the game. Bobcats hold in the Flyer zone. Centering pass in front, shot, and it's tipped wide. That was Bobcat player Ted Sturber. A minute 20 to go in this one. Circling his own net, Hayden Ripley of Ohio. Pass off a stick to the Flyers, Phillips. He's checked back as Ohio's Sturber, and a shot that's blasted wide. Whistle with one of the Flyer players down on one knee. Under a minute to go in the game, 56 seconds, and it looks like a penalty on Jake Dukovac of Ohio, if I pronounced that correctly. Dukovac. So let's see, is that right? It says number 10. 10 is Cody O'Brien. I'm sorry, my apologies to Mr. Dukovac. He's not been penalized. It's Cody O'Brien. It's number 10, not number 18. There's Anthony Martin of Dayton. He collides with one of the Bobcat players. 45 seconds left in the game. Jurgic will flip the puck off the glass. Held in, shot, saved by Jurgic as he snares the shot by the Bobcats' Aiden Millett out of the air. Millett, M-I-L-L-E-T-T. So either Millett or Millett. Another fine save by Jurgic. He's, despite the score, had a very nice game tonight. Fires Kevin Bishop over the Bobcat line on net, and whistle, and Bishop, and a pile up, and here we go. Hold the door. As we have a full bore melee for a few moments in the right wing corner of the Ohio zone. Bishop carried the puck in and looked like he got it on net, but then there was an entire wave of players that carried off to that right wing corner and started pummeling each other for a few moments. Bishop is going to go to the penalty box. We'll see if any of the Ohio players do. Looked like there was some good wrestling around and shoving and pushing and spitting and biting and everything for just a few moments. And then it was broken up. So just one penalty so far, it looks like. Bishop for Dayton. Some of the fans and the stands are raising a ruckus. Kevin Bishop, forward out of Kinnelon, New Jersey. the thriving metropolis of Kinnelon, New Jersey. And now we're going to move the face-off back into the Dayton zone. There's only 21.3 seconds left. Will Musil is going to take the face-off for Dayton, and now I saw the Bobcat player in the face-off circle is rolling his eyes and saying, "Oh no, now what?" And that's Kalura, Brendan Kalura. And he's like, "What is going on?" It's funny. He was the one in the face-off circle for the Bobcats, and he's like, he just had that. Now what? What do we have going on? 21 seconds, a penalty on the Flyers, and or now it's on Ohio, and they call that on Cody O'Brien. We're down to 5 seconds left. The Flyers, Macula carries in, tries to get the shot away. Now a shot right on goal at the buzzer, and that's going to do it. The Ohio Bobcats complete a 2-game weekend home-and-home sweep against the Dayton Flyers, winning at Springfield's Schiller Rink, which tonight served as the home rink for the Flyers. Final score 6-3 in favor of the Bobcats. Ohio winning last night up in Athens by a score of 8-5. Now the teams will exchange handshakes at center ice, and we'll recap all the scoring, at least as far as just goal scorers. I unfortunately don't have assist stats, and I don't have shot on goal stats tonight. So we'll just recap the goal scoring. So in the first period, there was just one goal scored. It was by Dayton's Kevin Bora, and again, these are all unofficial. We did not get any of these names from the scorers table, so the referees may have credited the goals to somebody else. We're just doing our best guess up here. But it looked like Kevin Bora, and for Bora, that was his first goal of the season. Second period was all Bobcats, as Nick Coward got his first of the season. Sebastian Beal his fourth of the season. Alec Weaver his third. And Ted Stuber his third. And countering for the Flyers in the second period was Spencer DeLeo, his fourth of the season. And in the third period, Sarankowski of Ohio, Tyler Sarankowski, his second. Then the Flyers' Aiden Ward countered. And for Aiden Ward, that was his fifth goal of the season. And the scoring was rounded out by the Ryan Bruss of Ohio, his fifth of the year. And that rounded out the scoring. So after one, it was 1-0 Flyers. But after two, it was 4-2 Bobcats. The Bobcats outscored the Flyers 2-1 in the third. And so the final for the game tonight, 6-3 for the Ohio Bobcats. So we'll wrap things up from Springfield tonight. Again, inviting you to join us 2 weeks from tonight, our next webcast of Dayton Flyer hockey on the University of Dayton Flyer YouTube channel. Game time 4 o'clock, November 20th, 2 weeks from tonight. That Saturday afternoon game will be against bitter arch rival, the hated, vaunted Xavier Musketeers. They are a main rival for the Flyers in every sport that they play, and so that should be a pretty raucous environment coming up in a couple weeks at the Kettering Ice Arena. And so we hope you'll join us there, or if you can't be there, then join us right here on the University of Dayton hockey YouTube channel. So that'll wrap things up. Speaking for Techno Wizard Jeff Duford, who gets us and keeps us on the air. My name's Kent Jacobs, and again, the final score tonight, Ohio University 6 and the Dayton Flyers 3. And until next time, good night, everybody.